Are you sure it's right?
I think so.
Double check. You better look.
What the fuck?
You better look, man.
How can I fuck it up? I didn't move your mouse.
I don't know.
It says stop recording in blue right
All right, now we're good. We're good.
good.
Good, bro. If we do this for an hour, there's nothing there. I'm gonna be so mad at you. And all the things that have torn me apart, nothing has made me more whole. Covering the good, the bad, and the shit that keeps us going. Straight from the head ref's table, soon to be very used ref table here, coming in 2
Very
weeks.
soon.
2 weeks.
Less.
Yeah. I'm your host, Travis Papa Bear Rogers, and you are listening to A Forest Through the Trees, a cave podcast, back for episode 4 of season 3, episode 17 total. Here with my lovely and beautiful co-host, Carl Master.
So sweet.
Yeah,
sweet.
I'm a sentimental man.
Very
when
nice
it comes
intro.
to you, anyway.
17, that's pretty wild.
Oh, damn. That was a good one, bro.
You like these?
These are really good.
Nice.
Yeah. Whenever in doubt, just give me that flavor. That goes hard.
Okay,
Orange,
cool.
what is it, creamsicle?
Something like that.
Yes.
GNC had a big sale.
Ooh. Yeah. And look, we were thinking of each other. You got me an energy drink.
That's right.
I got you an Arizona iced tea. We were both ready to go for each other, man. All right, guys. We appreciate you tuning in back for... I think this one's a pretty cool topic. We haven't really talked about this. We joke about this topic a lot, but don't really talk about it too much.
Yep.
Back with the theme of you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Probably here to argue that you can. We're going to talk about old. Being old in the sport.
Some young.
Yeah, being
Mostly
old as a person. And then like some of the differences in both progression, weights, all kinds of things between being a young buck, new blood, and being an old vet. And all the stuff in between. So, let's just kick it off, man. But first, let's remind all the listeners, we have a meet here at the cave in less than 2 weeks. Like Carl said, we are hosting, I can't believe it's number 6, dude. No Luck 6, our 6th annual winter meet. It's the first meet by that name of any meet we ever threw at the cave back when I just had we didn't even have horse mats down, man. We had the linoleum on the floor, and that was it, man, before I went through that epic cycle of cutting mad horse stall mats by myself to fit that uneven room. Holy shit. But yeah, it's our 6th annual winter meet here for No Luck 6. We're having a bunch of people come down. My good friend and MPL El Presidente. Yeah, Bobby Bolin is throwing the meet for us, so I am a host facility. I am not directing. I am not refereeing. I am not staffing. I think the only thing with that is me and Carl are going to jump in for some 5-mans if they need it.
We're doing a little bit of spotting, but most importantly, handler extraordinaire.
Yeah, I'll probably be helping run the monolith a little bit just for safety reasons,
Sure.
but not staffing the meet. We are coaching, and we got our hands full. I think we got seven athletes.
Yeah.
7 athletes between the two of us, so we are going to be busy. But
hands full.
Yeah, we're going to be smoked on Sunday, but it'll be a good time. So, make sure you come out for that. You can, of course, come spectate, watch, bring the family, all that good stuff if you've never seen a powerlifting meet. I will also probably be running this like I did last time. We just did the live stream on YouTube.
Yeah.
And then I cut it off and it just saves the whole thing.
I was going to ask you if this
it'll just be live broadcasted. I'll have it set up as a stationary camera somewhere in here, just like we did last time, so you can stop by. There won't be any cool announcing and stuff like that besides for the moderator and commentator at the head ref's table. But we're actually going to be working that because we have been invited to be the actual commentators and podcast for RPS Nationals here in Delaware.
Woot.
So it's on our East Coast region this year, and lo and behold, what's that, June?
Yeah.
I don't have the exact date off my head, but I know it's June. It's at the training center in Newcastle, Delaware.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time. Mm-hmm. RPS Nationals.
And that's not far from University of Delaware.
That's right.
Pretty close up there.
We'll be over in Rob's territory.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and talk about our theme of being old, I guess. Well, you don't know shit about that, and neither do I.
I joke like I do, but
I know about being old in the sport per se, but I don't know about being actual physically, numerically old. So the differences between where you started versus where you're at, and man, maybe where you see yourself going or where you want to be. Carl, let's start with you, man, since you are, beauty before age. Because I think I reversed that saying, but that's okay. Because we're starting with you. So, how old are you, Carl?
25.
25. And we have a 10-year difference. I am 35, turning 36 this year in February. So this is your second year in the open category, correct?
Yes.
Second year in open category, and this is ending my first year in the Submasters division for me. But I also compete open as well, because if you don't, you're a pussy.
Did you ever have time in the junior category?
No, dude, and I will always regret that. I feel like I could have done a lot of damage in the juniors, but no, I didn't compete till I was 25? 25?
25.
Yeah, so or maybe 24. I just missed it.
Okay,
by like a
right
year
by
or
a
two.
hair.
Yeah.
So I've been in the open category for 2 years now. I did. Maybe I think I squeaked in there 2 meets in the junior. But that was like a bench. It was one full power meet in junior.
Oh, so you did get a full?
I think so.
Okay. I didn't know that. I might have to fact check.
You can dox me.
I might do it.
I might have my facts wrong, but I mean, I believe it was a couple, like a push pull here, a bench only, and then I think I squeaked in one full power in the junior category.
Okay, cool. Because my first meet was, off the top of my head, I want to say 2016.
Right.
So I had my master's degree. And I had already started, I want to say, my first year teaching at the high school. So I was definitely like 24 or 25.
Okay.
So I definitely missed junior's opportunity. And of course, my first meet, being that age, I was automatically open. So let's talk about some age categories before we really get into it, because some people might not understand that. Or you might be looking forward to it. So old in your sport versus old in your age. So junior... like actual junior, we typically follow from ages like 18 to 23, aging out on powerlifting as you get to 24. Once you get to 24, you can literally compete in open for the rest of your life.
Yeah, that's going to be the lengthened part of your career in powerlifting.
Yeah, open just means it's every man and woman for themselves. Mm-hmm. Right? Once you're in that age bracket, anyone else that enters open, you are openly competing against all those other people in that division. Then, of course, if you survive that long and you don't teeter out, you don't talk that big talk and then dip on out, which a lot of people do. I would like to call those people a flash in the pan. I actually just went on a tirade on Instagram here lately. I had some people laughing about that. I was talking about, like, all the people that will talk shit to you in your powerlifting journey right now, no matter where you're at, chances are you won't see those motherfuckers in 2 years. There's tons of people that talk shit to me. Oh, I'm going to beat your total. Oh, I'm going to do this and that. You ain't shit. Bro, I ain't seen... Well, I mean, you're still here. But those motherfuckers aren't. I dropped off the map. You know, we're a big coach at the time and just fucking totally disappeared. People don't last in this sport. They do it because it's cool. They get some attention, blah, blah, blah. But rarely do you see people stick in it for the long haul. At least enough to go to their first 10 and then go to their second 10. Yeah. So I am proud to say I am in my second decade of the sport. I know. When you can use the word decade, it makes you feel real cool. That would be one of those old people words if we're speaking to the podcast theme of the day. So yeah, usually like 18 to 23, or no, in powerlifting it's 19 to 23.
19 to 23.
19 to 23, but I was looking at some of the stuff we were talking about when you're comparing it to team sports, as far as moving out of high school level into collegiate style sports like basketball, football, etc. That's 19 to 23, which are typical years.
Right, your college years.
In your college years. Then open, like we said, starts at 24 to eventually you can get to Submasters, which is where I am currently. Submasters is anywhere between 35 and 39, and there's just one Submaster, it's just Submasters. And then as you get to the mythical age of 40 in your powerlifting career, or some of you may start in your 40s, you are considered masters, and those usually, depending on the Fed, go in 5 to 10 year increments. Right, so you'll have, 40 to 45 is your Masters 1, your 46 to 50 or is it still down 1 year? Is it 40 to 44 is Masters 1?
I think
so. And then 45 to 49 is Masters 2. And
Yeah.
then when you hit 50, you're in Masters 3.
Right.
And then you go to like, holy shit, you're fucking old.
How are you still doing
How are
this?
you still doing this? That's actually, they should just invent a whole new division there. It was,
You're still here?
How and why the fuck are you still here? Which is mad impressive. Not shit talking to anybody still doing it at that age. Dude, fingers crossed your boy is still here.
If I could, I probably would. I don't know if
Dude, I'm going to try. I mean, we used to joke that was the whole reason I'd eventually get into ply.
Yeah.
It was because I was like, I'm going to need a suit to hold me the fuck together, not because I want to do it, because I have to
like,
do
make
it.
those laces tight. I gotta stay together on this one.
Yeah, dude. Knee wraps all the way on. Get the crunchy ones. These bones and joints need to stay together.
The knee wraps are going from like the middle of the thigh all the way down to like the ankle.
Dude, isn't that the reason we have 3 meters? I'm trying to be a fucking mummy, dude.
Well, I mean, unlimited. You can do whatever you want.
Dude,
You can have
resurrect
4
my
meters.
ass, dude. Like, I want them all the way down mid-thigh. I'm talking one sliver of a gap between suit, just enough to be like, is that skin?
Whatever's legal. That's what.
Is that skin? Question mark. So, yeah, and then you get older and older and older. And, of course, in each of those age divisions and brackets, you can break different records by state, by Fed, and then, of course, the ultimate shebang-a-bang, you can do it on open powerlifting that says, hey, all these weighed out against each other. If your name's at the top of that list without any extraditional filters,
You got bragging rights.
you're the fucking man or woman, you know.
Way to be inclusive.
Hey, I do what I can, okay? I'm here, I would say, for a long time, not a good time, but I'm mostly here for a good time. I'm trying to do both, long time and good time.
Yeah.
So, but of course, like, everyone enters powerlifting at different ages. Of course, Carl coming in as he's just aging into out of juniors into open, me being starting in open and now starting my career as an older lifter. And of course I'm going to use these in quotations because we're not talking like, you know, I'm sure there's some people that listen to our podcast that are older in their 40s and their 50s and they're like, dude, you're not old at all. Yes, but I will say I think there is a strict understanding of old in the sport.
Yeah.
You've been around the
got
block
some
of time.
miles on
Yeah,
you.
you got some miles on you. You got some meats under you.
A little salt on the hull.
I think we've talked about this once before, but like, what would you qualify on the podcast as like in powerlifting? How many meets does it take before you've been around the block a time or two? You got some
When I would consider somebody like
a vet,
A
or,
vet.
or like what would you say is like intermediate to starting to go towards their veteranship?
I would consider vet to be like a 15 meet plus.
15 meet plus.
Yeah, that's like you've served your time. No one can doubt that.
Okay, I agree with that.
15.
Now, what about if they done all those in a?
Okay.
Yeah, you know I was gonna do that to you. You know I was gonna do that.
Yeah,
to
we
you.
can't put a numeric value.
I'm a
on
new
meets.
lifter. I'm making my newbie gains. I recover really good. I'm doing 4 a
meets.
year.
Yeah, no,
and you
no,
knock
no.
out your 15 meets in like 3.5, 4 years.
Impressive. You know, that's cool and all, but no, I probably you have to be competing for over a decade and have more than 15 meets. I'd say
That's like veteran
Right.
if you're over a decade in the sport.
If you had the decade in the sport and you have over 15 meets, which if you're in the decade, that's easy to do.
I think you also need to show progress. Like, I mean, to some degree. I mean, like, if you've done it for like 10 years and your total hasn't improved, like, are you competing? Question mark. Even with yourself? Because at that point,
that's
you're
a good
not even
question.
competing against yourself. You're just like, I'm just there to show
Showing
up.
up and lifting
yeah,
some
showing
weights.
up. That's when you're just winning shit because like nobody else is there.
Well, I don't know.
I feel like that's a valid question.
It is. I don't know how to answer that.
Yeah. But let's talk about the difference between where you started versus where you are. Let's start with where you are, Carl. So where'd you start? We know we can talk. I'm gonna talk a little bit shit on you.
Talk your shit.
I'm gonna talk shit on you. I mean, I say that like it's a new thing on the podcast. Like I don't already talk shit against you, but like we knew that you. We knew
Get it out.
We knew that you were probably not going to make it for a raw meat.
No, fuck no.
My man had. We started on Brokeback Mountain, bro. We were not gonna make it. Anytime we got Carl ready for raw prep, he'd look really good, really strong, and then either squat or deadlift, his back would shit the bed, and we'd give out. Now you've got that skin, right? Don't you have like a disc or something?
I got two bulging disc in my lower back.
Yeah,
that are
so
pretty
we're not
gnarly.
talking out our ass. Like he actually,
They're pretty gnarly.
yeah.
But I mean, it was enough where like I could get a training,
Right,
cycle
right.
through, and then always just shit the bed towards the end of it, and I had to pull out of like 2 meets. It just bummed me out when I was getting into the sport, and it really turned me away from it at first. But as soon as I was able to get actually up and going, and
How did you get into gear? I mean, I know it was because of me.
well, it was because of you.
It was because of me, but like I don't remember the day where I was like, "Hey, put this on."
So, what was it? The first pair of the first piece of equipment I think I got was actually the pair of Preds that I still wear.
Damn, you've had those for that long.
Long
Were
time.
those hand-me-downs from me?
I believe so. Yeah,
Yeah, I think they are too.
Yeah.
Are they 2-ply all around?
2-ply all the way around, no grid, nothing like that.
Okay, so those
44s.
those must have been my Preds that I had for multiply, but I had never done a multi-meet.
Yeah,
Because I was just wearing my single ply front, double ply back grid stitch because I was using those for squat training, deadlift training because I like the 1-ply front because I could bend over for conventional deadlift.
So I had that, and I trained in that like only in the sense of like I didn't have a meet planned. I was like, oh, I'm trying out equipment and see what this feels like. Did a little bit of squat and a little bit of deadlifting, same pair of briefs, and it wasn't until you had gotten to Freaks, and then somebody had given you a ton of gear, and it was like a blue bag that had a.
I wonder if Aaron and Bricker gave that to me from Black
right.
Flag.
It sounds right.
Shout out to Aaron and Bricker, Black Flag in Smyrna.
The homies.
Yeah, the homies. Little group of multiply lifters up there, multiply and unlimited lifters. But they kind of like, as I got into his stuff, they let me try on some gear, and I figured out kind of what I liked at that moment.
I would also say that really showed me a good introduction to the geared community.
Because you saw me with other people, and you're like, he doesn't know these people like super well.
Right.
And the same could be said for like, fuck me, dude. I have just squat myself stupid. I can't remember Dick.
The point
Black Flag, and then who's our other buddies up north?
Up north.
Deathwish. Jesus Christ, dude.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I didn't know
man.
where you're taking it.
No disrespect to Deathwish. I'm just having a hard day. I'm old.
So I got that amount, like that gear. You were like, here's this. It's a bench shirt. I had an Inzer bolt. It was the blue Centurion squat suit.
The OG Blueberry
No,
suit.
no, that was the TRX.
It was a blue TRX.
Yeah, it was a blue TRX
and an Inzer TRX, right?
And it was an Inzer Max deadlift suit, all single ply.
Yeah.
And I was like, shit, this is.
Yeah, you had the Inzer setup.
Yeah, this is my kit. I got a kit now.
Because that was when we all started. We were still new to single ply.
Yeah.
So we were still hearing all the horror stories about the bolts blowing out and the zigzag stitch
That's
in
all
the
I
arms.
heard.
Yeah.
From you, from Mike Kudleski, from everybody is like, oh yeah, that shirt's gonna explode.
We're like, it's a
Great,
good,
dude.
it's a good shirt till it's not, until it just blows, it implodes on you on the way up.
And so once I had that gear, I was able to like actually dive into the full training side of it, like every aspect of training in single ply. And we know the story. I've told it before about how it was like a couple weeks out, and you threw me in a bench only meet just to get some training for the refs.
You're almost
going to
be 1/3, bro. Because you were damn close to. I was like, well, this is Carl's first and only meet because my man is gonna bomb the
Got
fuck
my
out.
opener on a third.
On the third attempt. That was rough. Yeah, and you had been doing so good. It wasn't like we picked a astronomically high number.
I got
or
like
something.
a stomach bug too.
That's right. And you lost weight, and all the shirt.
Like
the shirt was
3
looser.
weeks before, and I lost like 20 pounds.
Yeah, the shirt was way looser than it was currently when we were training in it.
And I didn't lower my opener because I was a dumbass. And
because you're a baller.
Yeah, said fuck it. Give me. It was like 407 at like $1.82.
So 24 years old. That's where you started. 23, 24 years old. That's where you started in that kind of single ply introduction, and had been training raw on and off, but never competed in a raw meet.
Right.
Had met me at Pure Fitness years ago, or not Pure
like
Fitness. It was
2018. It was the Powerhouse still.
Powerhouse, right? That's right. It was Powerhouse back then before
Yeah.
it was Pure. Had met me there, seen me bodybuilding and probably powerlifting training there a little bit with James, right?
No, it wasn't with James. You were by yourself that day, and I remember this very vividly because
I got to hear this story. I don't think you've told this one.
It put my whole like That was a pinnacle moment in my lifting career.
Oh, damn! I'm honored. Yes, please tell the story.
So I was
This may be
there.
my first time hearing it in detail for the first time too.
I was working at a bar at the time right down the street, and I would go to this gym like not even a mile away after I get off my shift to do like some bullshit or whatever. I usually trained in the morning, then I got like cardio in it in the evening. And I know cardio, right? I don't even do that anymore.
Never met her.
I was there.
I heard she's ugly. I don't want to go on a date with cardio.
I was there, and I was doing something. I may have been like just walking on the treadmill or something like that. And I saw this dude on like the fucking cables doing like tricep pushdowns or something like that. And he's like 5'5",
Whoa, dude, you don't gotta know. I mean, they know we have an age gap. You don't have to throw out that I'm a.
Well, I mean, let me just go through the whole. Let me build a picture for
that
you.
when I was made, I barely escaped dwarfism. I waved at it as I passed the opportunity by. Like it was close.
I'm just trying to paint the vision for everybody listening.
All right.
So I'm here. I'm looking across the gym. I see this dude standing, short, stocky dude, covered in tattoos. Muscles everywhere. I was like, who the hell is this guy? What the hell's he got going on? I want to do whatever he's doing because he's pretty big for not being so big.
Well, hey, okay. So you can't diss me that hard because the reason it also resonated because you're also 5'5".
We're both sitting down. Look at the height. We're right here with each
right
other.
there. So we're like, you were probably like, hey, that's like my build if I got bigger. So like, I should train how he's training.
Which
because
is what I've held up through for like years now.
Right.
So
and it works.
It works.
Look at you go.
So I was like, I got.
Is this not to interrupt the story, but like, is this the first time? Like, this is sort of like the culmination of our friendship.
Yeah.
In a way, like
Yeah.
this is like shit.
This is the beginning.
This is the beginning of Carl and Travis.
So and I was like, I gotta go talk to this cat. Like, I went up to you and I was like, hey, I can't even remember really what I said to you, but I was just like, what do you do?
I think you asked me like, you hadn't seen me there before, so you asked me like, do I come in there much?
Yeah, probably.
And then I probably told you I was like, I used to, and then
you told me that you were not training at your facility at the time because somebody was sick and got everybody else sick.
That's right. We were on like nobody go to the barn together at one time.
Yeah.
Because I had the barn at that time.
You
didn't
did,
I?
yeah.
Yeah.
This is like right. So it was that day, and you were like, yeah, I got my own like facility that a bunch of us train at. We do powerlifting.
So when you hear me and Carl refer to like the barn, that's like the OG cave before
this
the
was
cave
even a
you
thing.
see us currently sitting in.
Yeah.
And occupying. It was it was a cement floored renovated chicken coop.
Pretty sure some of it was still like gravel floor.
Yeah. So that was like back when we had a barn, no bathroom, no HVAC, no AC, no nothing.
Nothing.
Bare bones,
Just some fans.
monolift, like big ass fans we had bought from like Tractor Supply, shitting and pissing in the cornfield out back.
Yeah, just go around the corner.
Yeah. Like I mean, those were like people don't understand, but like. This cave came from very humble beginnings.
It's been a very long road.
Yeah.
So, you told me about this spot, that spot, and how you weren't there at the time. And I think I talked to you about like how I'd been training for like a little while at that point, maybe a year or so. Maybe.
Working out for a year or so.
Yeah. Like just working out,
Yeah, because you weren't even
gym
like
bro bodybuilder shit.
Yeah, because we've always talked about this too, like the difference between like working out and training.
Yeah. I was just
because I
working
always
out.
tell that story about Rob when he was like when he first met me too, because like damn, look, this is like
we're going down memory lane.
who never yeah, because I mean this is where we started like when we were younger, but it's like because I didn't meet Rob till he helped us move all the shit here.
Get here, yeah.
And that's when you met Rob, right?
I met him maybe like, yeah, it was about the same time. It wasn't when you were coming through here. It was maybe like a month after you had the place.
Okay.
That's when I met him.
I couldn't remember if you were there with us on moving day.
I don't think I was there for the moving.
Because him and Hunter, that's how I met Hunter as well, his friend Hunter, who's also a very large man.
A large individual.
Yeah, very jacked large man. And who else was there? It wasn't Braden.
I don't know.
Was it Brendan?
I don't know.
The other brother?
The dark-haired one?
The other young. The other young, like literally young, but also last name young.
Yeah. It was a bunch of like the football guys, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
Yeah,
him
so
and,
some
like,
of the
3
Salisbury
guys.
football guys. had heard about me and seen me on Instagram, and then like knew they were close by and helped us move here. But I always tell that story about Rob because he had been working out so much longer than me because of football and contact sports and team sports and being coached. And when he met me and watching me deadlift, he was like, how the fuck is this how the fuck is this little muscle nugget? He used to call me muscle nugget. How is this muscle nugget like stronger than me? Even though I've been, doing this for so much longer. And I told him, I was like, hey man, like when we start doing programming and stuff together, you're going to realize the difference between you've been working out for a long time. I've been training for a long time. And he didn't understand that until we really got into a regimen. He was like, oh shit, like
totally different.
Totally different. Like we're not with the bros like doing curls.
Your average high school to like early college football workouts are not like the same thing.
Yeah, we weren't just whipping it around in a circle and seeing who had bigger biceps at the end of the night.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we met there, and I want to say one of the first things you asked me was like, did I come into Powerhouse often? And I said no because everyone was sick, and I had my place of my own. And I know I invited you.
You invited me to stop by like the next week, and I was like, oh man, I'm gonna see what this is all about.
And you took me up on it.
I did. I pulled up. You sent me the address on Instagram or something I think it was Instagram.
Yeah.
And I pulled up like a week later to one of the days when y'all were just moving shit into the next, like when you got that other side.
Oh, we had
the storage.
We had flip-flopped.
Yeah, so you were like finishing up the moving side of that. And I roll up and there's like 6 cars out front and like, I don't know, maybe like 4 or 5 other big dudes in there. I was like, what the hell am I getting into? Like these guys are double my size. And I think my first time there I was pulling deadlifts. And I pulled a 405 for the first time, and I was like, "This is fucking cool!" Like,
yeah, you got your first taste.
I never pulled 405 before. What
first taste of the iron, brother. And you're like, "I'm addicted. This is my life, swole life forever." Hashtag no days off.
I'm pretty sure it was. I was pulling like back and forth, like he'd go, I'd go. I think it was Jake Winstead too.
Oh, probably. No doubt.
So that was always fun. I remember that day a lot. But that's kind of like my introduction.
So that's where you started. Versus, where are you now, Carl?
Well, now I've done 8 meets. I have don't sell yourself short. You've done 2 different divisions too, single and multi. I have done single ply, multiply. I've competed in the 198s and 220s, so 2 different divisions on that side as well.
Okay. You haven't done a single at 220, have you?
Oh, I have.
You have?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
I thought I couldn't remember if your single ply was 198.
February,
and then
February
220 you were multi. Okay, got you. So you've done both.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
And I don't know. From there, I've done. From my first full power was like maybe a 1,400 pound total. Now I'm close to closing in on 2K. So had a little bit of growth in between there in the past couple of years, and multiple.
Past couple of years, we've done how much of your total in 1 year?
About 400 some pounds.
Yeah, just a little bit of growth. Just a little bit of growth. That's fucking insane.
So that's where I'm at now. I'm training 5 to 6 days a week here, directly alongside you, coached by you, with the crew we have in multiply equipment. I
wouldn't even say, hey, Alex is finally back. He just had surgery and got.
Our boy can breathe again.
He's shy about it. He got plastic surgery and got a new nose.
Rhinoplasty.
Yeah, that Bill, that duck beak, she's beautiful now. He's like a new man.
Doc got it perfect.
He's absolutely gorgeous. Actually, no, he got his deviated septum fixed.
He totally can't hear us right now either.
He's got his headphones in, talking shit. Pulled out giant fucking plugs.
Huge.
Dude,
he sent me a picture.
Yeah, they were terrifyingly large. Yeah, but our man can now hopefully breathe better.
Right. It might help him.
Yeah, so this is his actually like first or second. He moved around on Sunday.
Yeah.
And now it's Tuesday. So today is, I think, his first day he's allowed to like do some actual stuff besides like, I'm going to sit down on this machine and kind of like
roll around for a little bit.
Yeah. So he's actually doing some stuff today. So congrats to him. It's nice to see him and have him back now that his schedule's a little better too.
Yep. So on to you.
No, man, it's on you still. We're still on you, man. We make this about you. Everybody knows about it. Nobody gives a fuck about me.
What you want to hear about?
I'm old and washed up. No one cares about me anymore. It's about you, bro. Okay, so we talked about kind of where we're at.
Where we started, where we're
We've
at.
decided we're not doing XPC because number one, we need to get some build time in.
Number one,
because this
yeah.
next one needs to be over 2K. No issues.
No doubt about it.
No issues.
Gotta
So
have some build time.
and that's kind of like where we're at versus and also where we want to be. We wanted that first 2K, and
Right.
I want your first 2K for you versus where you want to be. And we've talked a lot about this, especially with like how much younger age-wise you are than me, how much more time you have, right? How much more time you have to grow and pushing into those new numbers with like multiply.
Yeah.
And I'm very excited for that. And then of course, this kind of branches into me a little bit now that you said you do want to talk about me. Fine. But like getting you qualified for some big, heavy-hitting multi-events.
Yeah.
And me not going to them. This is by my choice, not by Carl's choice. I told him I didn't really want to go travel and do big meets until he had bigger totals and was qualified to do them and got his own personal invites like me.
Yep.
And we could go do them together.
Yep. So that's the plan. We're gonna try and get some invites in the next year or so.
Yeah.
Probably, I would say 2 years.
So it gives me a little lax time and build time, but it also puts some pressure on him.
I like the pressure. you
Yeah,
know?
we don't go until he ball's in his court. We don't go until he goes.
I will say a funny story on that. After our meet in February, when we were all sitting at the table, back at the Airbnb, and you said, "Oh, you're gonna hate me," and you pull out your phone and you're like, "I got a DM from whatever the storm in Florida."
yeah.
And you're like, "I got an invite over here." It was in Daytona for their meet.
Yeah.
And then I was like, "Damn, it's okay. I'll get one of these eventually. Put up a good enough total. I'll get one too." And I think it was like maybe 15 minutes later, I got one too, and I was like, "You're never gonna fucking believe this."
We were like, Florida's pretty far.
Yeah, dude. It was like middle of May, like end of May.
Yeah,
in
it was
Florida.
it was a little soon.
I was
and
like, nope, I can't do that.
A little soon, yeah.
I was like, "Thanks for the invite, but I really can't do that right now."
I was like, you know what I also love about besides your enthusiasm, you're not as fucking broken as me yet, and I'm trying to keep it that way.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So yeah, let's. I guess I mean, I don't really need to talk about my history too much, but of course, like I started Raw. I did my first, almost my first full decade of lifting, competing Raw, in multiple weight divisions. I did 181 and 198. I didn't move into 220 where I am now until I was in gear, and I even did one unlimited meet at 198, my first one back.
That's right.
And actually, I did a couple. I might have done a push pull. 198 as well.
You maybe
in single ply.
Sounds like you right
in
afterwards,
single ply.
right after
Yeah,
the first one.
yeah. I did a single ply one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've done some single ply and unlimited in 198.
And then they told you those abs aren't gonna fly.
Yeah, all the guys, all the really the bigger boys were like, bro, you need to gain some weight. Those abs and shred dieselness is not
gonna work.
You're not gonna ab up to a bar. You're gonna belly up to a bar. So you need to get more of the belly.
Right.
So,
So 220, here we come.
Yeah, yeah.
That was it.
But I want to say my first raw total was around 1306. It's probably like mid fours squat, mid fives deadlift, and maybe like right around my first 303 raw bench. So really good for
a first meet. Those are pretty phenomenal.
Yeah, for
numbers.
under 181. I was probably weighing in light like 78 or something.
What was your dots? Do you know? You probably broke a 400 on your first.
I don't know because we didn't have dots back then. We had Wilkes.
You're right.
I was in Wilkes, so I have not looked that far back.
I bet you that's
maybe
still
when
like
you're talking later in the podcast, I'll dox.
Yeah.
I'll dox some years and numbers real quick and see who's got what.
I would guarantee that's in the 400s, maybe low 400s, but still,
maybe
for a first meet hitting something like that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you. So yeah, I did that for a while. And of course, I did sleeves for a while, and then maybe two and a half years into it, I started getting into wraps. So I did, classic raw, which was, very big at the time. When we talk about a lot of the meets we came up watching, which is like, the Showdown, the 8-man elite, the Kern U.S. Open, like Boss of Bosses. Look at me now; I can name them all.
There you go.
When the episode we had to name them, I couldn't fucking think of a single one.
Selective memory.
Yeah,
That's all.
I'm trying to put it out. But yeah, so growing up in all those, and then of course where I'm at now, I had my first real big accident and surgery in 2002. Yeah, around. I want to say around. It was maybe a month after my birthday, like Marchish.
You said 2002?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because remember, I just had that Facebook pop up of me and my arm cast, and that's 2003. And they happened about a year apart.
What are you talking about?
My legs.
Was not in 2002?
Oh, I'm sorry. 2022. Okay. 2022. God, dude, I'm really proving this episode right.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, dude. You're like, man, I'm glad this guy's an English teacher. This motherfucker cannot
I'm
count.
like doing the math like, you were what, 12?
I blew my legs off. I was 12 and regrouped.
Fell off the tricycle.
Yeah. So yeah, legs, double quad rupture in 2022.
Here we go.
Year later, 2023, had a really bad tricep tear, tricep off the bone and ulnar all redone on my elbow, on my left elbow. Couple other injuries in that, but I was competing in ply, not when the accident happened with my elbow, but I was in.
You were already in gear.
Yeah, I was already in gear at the time. So I didn't really make moves into gear until like maybe late 2021 into early 22. I started getting ply curious, and I found my way into a pair of single ply briefs.
Did you?
Real quick. No, and I found my way into a Super Centurion.
Oh, okay.
I was in a squat suit. There's videos
the
of
blue one?
AJ's. Yeah, the blue one.
Real quick, before you get too far into the gear and all that, did you ever have moments of like building your raw total, like that was a total you chased, and as soon as you got your first like 16, 17, 18 or so on, like that was a significant moment?
Yeah, and actually, I'm glad you said that because I recorded those significant moments. Actually, a lot of people, it's funny because the kids joke around. They're like, Mr. Rogers, what's 1665 tattooed on your finger or on your hand? And I'm like, if you gotta ask me again, I'll add to it. And like they always like, look at me like real weird. 1665 was my first international elite total.
Okay.
At 181. So I think it was right around like 1602, 1603 was the number, and this was the first meet like I hit way above that.
Yeah.
That qualified me for international elite. And that started to push it into like you were invited to like IPL Worlds,
Right, the bigger
stuff.
raw meets. Yeah.
Back when Worlds and Nationals was actually like cool.
We talked about this before in the past. We don't have to go into it again.
before the big payout meets rose to fame, and everyone's like, well, that's where all the competition is, and that's what happened. So yeah, I have 1665 on me for my first international elite total. I have 18 on my fingers. That was my first 1800.
What weight classes were you in when you hit these?
This was 181. 1800 was still 181.
Did you hit it 10 times in raw 181s?
I might have.
Yeah.
We might have to look that up. I don't know. It was close. Something right around there. I have 1901 on my neck, which on my throat. That was my first 1900, which I was super stoked about. And then
You did that one in 2019, didn't you?
Yeah, because that was the accidental USPC meet
Right.
with Trey.
Right, that's right.
Because it was supposed to be USPA, and that's when they had the falling out. I was switching back and forth as we were
You
on
didn't
our
even
way
know
to
if you
the
were going to
meet.
do it, and then you throw up a 19 while you get there.
I know. And that was raw with wraps. And then I have my next number tattoo I got to mark a number was 2K plus, was 21.
Okay, cool.
Because I got, that was my first, and that was a big number for me, not only because of how big a number it was, but that was also my first meet back from surgery.
Right.
When they told me I'd never compete again, and I'd never squat again.
Yeah.
And so
That's definitely memorable.
2133 was that total at 198.
Okay, cool.
So the dots was like
Crazy.
633,
630, yeah.
something like that, which was crazy. That's also my biggest bench in a shirt right now. limited or whatever, it was 683 at like 194.
It's a pretty good one.
Yeah, it's pretty solid.
It's a pretty good one.
pretty solid bench. And that was before I really like got better at shirted benching because I didn't have a lot of time. Like I had some single ply experience, but I hadn't really gotten used to the grooves of like poly multi. So like once I got better at that, like of course that translated over very well in both single ply under it and unlimited over it. Mm-hmm. And then my next number tattoo was 22, and it's on my ass, and it's done by yours truly. So
that was where I was building this up to. I just wanted to talk about me again.
I know. You just really wanted to announce to everyone you touched my butt.
Well, yeah.
And I'm talking barehanded.
Had to get in there.
Yeah. So I have two giant Japanese mums on my ass, and they're not colored in all the way yet. So in one of the petals, I had Carl do 22 with a 22, Sharpie, and then tattoo my ass in the hotel room the night we got done the meet.
We competed.
We have pictures to prove it.
We went up to the hotel room, and I just gave him a tattoo.
Yep, and then we ate.
And then we ate again.
Yeah. It actually healed really well. It is definitely a 22.
Nice. It's in there. It's in there for good.
Funny story about that. Jess actually liked my meet recap.
But she didn't steal the post.
But she didn't watch through all the pictures of you thumbs up next to my bare ass tattoo gun. And then I'm in the kitchen naked eating a peanut butter and jelly.
Classic.
And she usually my place of natural habitat. She's like, "When did you get your butt tattooed?" I'm like, "What?" She goes, "Your ass tattoo, the number?" I was like, "Oh yeah, Carl and Rachel did that." Rachel sharpied it on and held my butt. And Carl held the other cheek stretched out to make it flat and did it. So she's like, "In the hotel room?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "That's probably really unsanitary." I'm like, "Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah."
I think I was more worried about getting ink everywhere than I was you being hurt.
Me getting a infected butt tattoo. Right. That would have been awful.
Yeah,
we would have remembered it though.
It'd have made a better story.
Yeah, it would have.
Or worse, I don't know.
And then next week, he got what's a bad skin disease?
Oh, I don't know.
Scabies. No. He got shingles on his ass from tattoo. No, but we didn't get any skin.
No, it was all good. I had to write it on 2 or 3 times, and then I kept getting too close to the ink from his other tattoos.
Yeah, it was.
I was like, Rachel, just take this and make it right.
They were all touching each other. I'm like, if they touch and the ink expands, once it heals, you're not gonna be able to tell it's a 22. So you got to really hit it dead center.
Yeah.
But that's where I'm at now, and where I want to go next in powerlifting age-wise is honestly and I've talked about this sentimentally a lot. Man, I've done a lot in my powerlifting career that I'm very proud of and that few people will ever reach or do, both in raw and in gear. And, had top 10 rankings for years in a row and done multiple divisions at the same time in top 10. And so, I've done a lot of stuff that I'm very, very proud of and have earned me, coach accolades and, personal open powerlifting accolades to be a good quote unquote, or a pro level powerlifter if there is such a thing. But honestly, man, especially with my injury history and stuff, and I've talked about my top 5 injuries and all that bullshit. Honestly, man, I'm just here for Carl. I'm along for the ride, man. I want to see him. I've said this multiple times over the last couple weeks, and I said it again. I'll say this on air. You're gonna snippet this one and keep this one around for fucking ever. Know what I'm gonna say.
I'm gonna
so clip it. Not this Sunday, but last Sunday. Carl out squat me in an ME session in squats in briefs and sleeves, and
which is not my forte.
Not his forte. Out squatting me is not his forte. In sleeves, no less. But honestly, and I said to Matt and Bo, I said, if there's somebody that I'm passing it down to, and I'm living the elite FTS motto and live, learn, and pass on. And like, I'm very proud that it's you. And I think you have earned that fucking spot 10 times over. So I will always be happy to do for you and pass on to you and go to meets with you. And if you take all 9 and hit a world record, so be it. If I take 5 and make it out the other side and I'm not dead yet and we can high five and hug out on the platform after, that's what it's fucking about for me now.
Yeah.
So I'm just along for the ride now and watching you do fucking cool shit and me slowly get less strong than you.
Well, I hope I can do some cool shit for a while so you can have something fun to watch, you know?
I
really appreciate you saying all that.
Yeah, man, of course. Of course. It's
I
not like I asked you to, be a podcast host with
Right,
me or anything.
right,
I could have
right.
easily just been like, yeah, I'm going to do this by myself. But yeah, so let's talk about some other things because where I want to go is just wherever the road leads Carl. I'm just in the passenger seat.
I got some big numbers I'm thinking of, but it's going to be a little while. I got to pay my dues going forward.
Yeah. So let's talk about younger lifters, like younger as a prime builder and a moldable age. I think moldable is super important as a young lifter, especially for like even looking at like coaching experience too, because they haven't built as many bad habits. Because one of the hardest things about coaching, especially, is breaking people of habits that are just literally bad that they've done for years and years, and those are hard to outwork out of somebody.
Yeah.
To get rid of them.
The other side of that is that they have no habits and they look like garbage going into it. And
They are, but if they
hurt.
have no habits, it's easier to build positive, good habits.
You're right.
So I mean that too. Like, yeah, it can always look like shit, but like
You just got to catch them before they hurt themselves.
yeah, that is true. That is true. Before they cause some real damage. But I mean, teens back when I started lifting, even me thinking about like, my 501c3 and taking to the kids with Pauline to the first USPA meets, the first RPS meets when we had the powerlifting team for high school for those first 3 or 4 years. A kid hitting 1,000-pound total at age, 15, 16 was like a huge deal.
Yeah.
Like that's strong as fuck. That's crazy. But now, I mean, dude, it's easy to get your feelings hurt and diminished going on King of the Lifts and seeing a junior hitting all-time world records, and not just for juniors, but for like all time, like putting up some
open records,
putting up some man totals.
There's this one guy right now. I don't think he's a teen, but he's still in the juniors. I think he's 22 or 23. Joe Borenstein, I think his name is.
You're more up to date than that on name.
I think he's like a 81 kilo guy. That's
okay, I think I know who you're
he's
talking
putting
about.
up like 900 kilos.
Yeah,
And it's nuts.
Yeah. But I mean, there's tons of kids that are like, just hitting over that 18 mark into 19, putting up astronomical totals that like, back when I started 10 years ago or more than 10 years ago now, I would look at it and be like, what in the fuck? Like, those are numbers I wanted to hit as a grown-ass man. Like, But I mean, it's no surprise, like when we look at, statistically, like puberty starts as early as ages like, 10 to 14, and test increases all the way until your late 20s. And then, of course, once you hit that peak in your late 20s, or sooner or later for some people, you start to decline into your later 20s and into your 30s.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you hit that dip, and then, They do say there's mythical dad strength at around 37 to 38 when you bust out your grill and New Balances. So I'm waiting for that. I'm only 2 more years away before it's over for you, hoes.
Yeah, exactly.
I heard dad strength and grills are like natural trends.
You
So
get
like,
a
it's over for
spatula in
you.
your hand, you're ready to go.
I'm like, God, this feels like a barbell. It's over for you. But I mean, it's just so crazy to watch. And it's no wonder that like younger lifters getting into the sport are enthusiastic to do it, but also discouraged because they look at themselves and they say comparison is the killer of confidence.
It's the thief of joy.
Right. So you look at those lifters and you're like, I'm going to get into powerlifting. You see like these younger guys closer to 18 and those lifters entering the sport at age 18 and be like, holy shit, like
Yeah.
I should be
I can't do nothing
benching
compared to that.
400 plus pounds raw at 18. I should be deadlifting. I mean, some of these dudes are deadlifting 700-800 pounds at,
Yeah.
Well,
and the thing is, it all goes on social media, and it's only going to get pushed through the algorithm if it's something wild. So you're only going to see wild things.
you only see wild shit. So, I mean, that is very, very true.
Yeah, but let's just think about what we said earlier about like going through puberty, and then your test increases, your strength. There's a lot of strength gain that comes with that, of course.
And of course, your recovery at that age.
Oh, for sure, through the roof.
I mean, I used to be like, oh yeah, whatever, dude. Like,
Yeah.
And now that I'm in my, my masters, or not my masters, my sub-masters, my first year, like, dude, like, I come in and I tell Carl, like, and I didn't used to be like that. And I mean, I've had gnarly surgeries that, of course, up the ante on that. But like, I've got more miles on me than most people, given the injuries I've had. But like, I'll come in and I'm like, hey, man, it got a little too cold too quick, and I feel really bad today, even though we took a rest day the day before. Like, I feel that shit as I get older, and like,
a lot of that comes with just like you have to learn how to auto-regulate.
Yeah, and I of course, lo and behold, the name of our new program I wrote for us is Less is More.
Right.
And we're really trying to do that, and we did talk about that off and on during this last meet prep.
Because that's when it became like brutally visual.
Yeah, because I mean, I know you were having a hard time recovering, but like, I was literally just testing a bunch of stuff and flying by the seat of my pants, and I was like, all right, in 7 weeks, I'm going to squat 4 times total. Like, not like, 4 MEs and 4 preps, or like rotating with DEs, like just 4 times in general.
Period.
Like sometimes once every 2 weeks.
And just see what you do.
Yeah, and
so hopefully you can
ended
recover.
up working out. It was my biggest total ever.
And your biggest squat ever, too, just on top of that.
Yeah, squat PR too. So, I mean, like, I can't really argue those results for me.
Yeah, that's kind of hard to dispute.
Now, for you PR'd your total, but it was by a very minimal amount.
Right.
So, I mean, we can argue, like, if you felt, more or less prepared for it, like, despite you feeling better about the recovery process, you know what I mean? Like, there's some more argumentative features of that for you versus me, where I can say, given my meet experience and my suit experience, like, I was good squatting less. I was good wearing my gear less and knowing, hey, these are the grooves I follow in my shirt, in my suit. Like, I don't need that practice.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Then that's time in the sport. That's time under the bar.
Yeah, and that, of course, that always regulates back to that argument. It's time under the bar. Like, nothing replaces that.
Right.
Practice in, practice out. Like,
I'm running into a meet and I've squatted, more than you had, but still not as much as I would have liked to. And I told you that during the whole prep as well. Like, I feel like I'm not doing enough right now. And it kind of just like compiles into the like, I feel like nervous this way, or like, is this going to go wrong this way?
Yeah.
And that plays a huge part into the day of as well.
Which is also crazy because me taking less time with my age and doing things less so I can recover more. When's the last time you see me hit like an honest PR during a peak?
Are we talking about training optimally right now?
But I mean, like, I squat an all-time PR during training without reverse bands, just straight up weight.
Yep.
And I haven't done that in
forever.
Years maybe.
Yeah. I know the last 2 preps we ran together, when it comes time to the Circumax.
Because I was going to take one with reverse bands with you in single ply for my birthday one.
You picked it.
And I picked it and I was like,
nope.
Put me back. I'm not even going to remotely try. And then I hit a PR at the meet.
And that's another thing where, like, you take the one before that, and the one before that without the bands went great. You put yourself in a position where you knew, hey, I can do this, and it will be okay.
But it might smoke me out, and it might not be there on meet day.
There's no use to do it right now. Might as well just save it for the day of.
And again, that comes with age and experience, knowing your body and knowing when to, push the pedal to the floor or when to fucking call it.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think that too, when I talk about like programming with clients, they'll see like, okay, we're going to take 98%. And that's the highest we're going to go during prep. And they're like, oh, well, 98%, like, I'm not going to hit a PR during prep. And I'm like, yeah,
no.
I know.
That's the point.
I want you to save it for the platform so I know how much realistically with some taper and rest, like what we got in the tank that we can shoot for.
Yeah.
And be reasonably certain it's going to be there.
I would say with age in the sport and, like, once you get, especially into the heavier weights, like the higher percentage for yourself, that's all relative, of course, but, like, I would say more so when you get into like the bigger squats, you have to space them out more. You have to take them less frequently to be able to take them more often in the long haul.
Yeah, I agree.
In the long run.
100%. Because, I mean, things that like didn't hurt me And I'm not saying hurt like injury wise. I'm saying hurt like nagging. Like, dude, this is just like literally painful to do. Going through the motions of just like, hey, we're gonna warm up and do 8 sets of 3 normal DE squats, and me being like, Carl, we're on set 4 and my fucking knee hurts like hell.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like. My left hip was bothering me. My right knee was bothering me. The knee that doesn't hurt was clicking as loud as humanly possible. We could hear it over the music.
Right.
Like, I mean, it's just like, at what you like, yeah, you could, me being mentally strong could easily push right through that.
Right.
But at what cost? And back then, 5 years ago, I've been like, yeah, I'll fucking push through it. It'll be fine.
Yep.
But now I'm like,
Hold on.
Okay,
Hold
so
on.
if I push through it, like, when does this catch up with me where I'm like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, it
and
is.
now it's too late. Like, you're
You don't want to find that edge.
yeah, you're compiling volume and ability to, recover. Because I used to joke, well, your CNS is burnt out. Well, like, if you burn it all the way out, what's the CNS? If your CNS is always fried, like, it's always fried, so you never know any different. And
If
that's a terrible outlook to have.
If it's always at like a low and you can train there, then like you're fine once comes meet day and you're good.
Yeah, you've been training through terrible shit and odds, like you're good to go.
There's some merit to that, but it's nothing you should actually practice.
Yeah, I would not say smart training is not one of. I'm a very big do as I say, not as I do, and I tell that to Carl all the time.
There's definitely some practice to like training in a different environment than you would on meet day, where like if you have like a lot of noise or distractions like in training, but like meet day it's totally fine.
Well, like I always think
That'll
back to
prepare
like I always think back to that meet prep we were doing for my birthday, and we had the 2 singles at the percent. And then I was like. Something I used to do raw all the time is like, at the top of a squat and I knew I had it, I'd be like, one more, and I'd yell it, and everyone's like, oh, fuck, this dude's going to triple this double.
Yeah.
And I hadn't done that in so long, probably since before surgery. And this motherfucker, he watched me take like, what was it?
It was a 783.
Yeah, 783 for a squat,
86.
a single ply squat double.
Yep.
And which was more than my opener. And he was like, I got out from the rack and he was like, that was cool, but like, dude, what the fuck? And I was like, yeah, I didn't feel like taking it twice. I was just going to knock them both out at one time and not have to do it again. And he's like, okay. And I was like, yeah, don't do that. It was cool to watch, but like, don't do that.
I think what made it more like, for me, I was like, I took my single right before that and I was smoked. Like through that whole peak, I was feeling like trash. So I take my opener and it was like, okay, that's fine. It's an opener still. And then you go and double yours. So I'm like, what the hell am I doing wrong?
You're like, well, I definitely don't feel good enough to do that. He's just
I'm
like,
not doubling mine right now.
I'll take it right now. It's fine.
Yeah.
But I mean, that just goes to show, like, sometimes, I mean, on the flip side of that, like, when to, push it and when you can't.
You know when to turn the gas on and when to dial it back.
Unfortunately for me, mentally, I usually have a lot of gas.
Yeah.
So, like, it used to be very hard for me to turn that off.
I tell you all the time, I don't think you're taking a true max effort.
Yeah, Carl still says that about me. And that's something to be said because I have been a lot more chill.
Yeah.
Like the last year and a half, 2 years.
You're very much on the side of, it's all about the stimulus.
Yeah. Like, I mean, even in our last prep when we took our reverse bands, like, you were like, dude, you're not even trying.
Yeah, no, it didn't look like it.
Like, I took, like, 733 for my top. And it was like stupid easy, and you were like, "I thought today was an ME day," and I was like, "It was."
Okay.
And we were like, "Well,
clearly I missed something.
When are you gonna do the ME?" Like, yeah, but I honestly, I trained that way in training, and I performed that way at the meet. I knew I was gonna take that deadlift at the end of that meet to just lock in what I needed to make sure 2200 was there. And I was going to walk and not be hurt. So when we returned, I could continue training with you and feel not busted up and put back together. And I had one hard deadlift session when we got back a week later. Mm-hmm. And now I'm good.
The whole point of like having a good training block into a meet and being able to come back from that at a higher starting level than what you had before,
Yeah.
so you can continue.
So you want to
progressing.
keep training. Like,
Yeah.
what's the point of like pushing it to you're so fucked up where like, yeah, you might have done good and got your invite to the next meet, but if
now
you're-
look at you.
Yeah, if you're fucking too broken to be like, yeah, well, I can't accept this even though I worked hard for it. Like, you know,
What's the point
know
there?
when to call it. So I mean, I think the moral of the story is like, as you not only get older age-wise in the sport, but older in experience level in the sport, it really becomes about like knowing yourself, knowing your training partner, knowing when to reel it back and when to push, and when is that time acceptable versus like in building blocks versus a meet prep, you know, regarding like where you've seen yourself get injured before. Carl jokes with me, he said I should take the 6 week out deadlift.
Yeah.
Is always when I get hurt. So he's like, we're just going to go to deadlift that day. And then as soon as you put your briefs on, you're just not going to do anything that day. You're just going to walk. You're just going to put them on and take them right back off and walk the
Eliminate
fuck out of
any
the gym.
chance of
Yeah.
getting hurt.
Just don't even. And then come back for week 5 and you'll be good to go. Week 6 is always where I get fucked
Just
up.
tricking the body. You're making it think that it's going to. And then
Yeah.
Nope.
We're sort of getting prepared. But really, it's about that mental stimulus. Well, that about does it. I think we covered a lot. We told a lot of cool stories.
Yeah.
I didn't know we were going to tell as many stories this one.
That was a fun one.
Yeah, but I enjoyed all the stories and talking and going back through that, you know, that
A little
trip down memory
lane.
lane. Yeah, I haven't done that in a minute, so that was good, man. Especially, it's cool to get to hear like your perspective
Both
on like
sides.
how we met and like got into it and stuff together. So,
Yeah, totally.
dude, honestly though, do you have any drink left? I don't, because this was a fucking good bite.
I got a little bit.
Cheers to you and to many more years together while we're on theme with our
Mm-hmm.
podcast. To growing old with each other and in the sport together.
That's right. Cheers to that.
Well, we hope you had fun listening to this podcast as much as I mean, not just this one, but all of them. We've had a fucking good
blast.
time. And every time we take a bye week, I feel like we always are like, damn, man, like,
We're like itching to get back. in
yeah,
the
like
chair.
we like recording it. I mean, and despite if there's a lot of listeners, if there's one listener, like we have a good time talking about something that we fucking love to do and owning a gym. And even though it's not fun, here we are, and like it's been good. So honestly, like always, we really appreciate everyone's support. And until next time, with love and grumpy paws, we're out. Go hit the stop button. I'm going. Watch it not be there.